Greetings, dear friends. We welcome you back at our international discussions that take place after the Global Forum, Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity, which took place on November 12th. There various topics, including climate, including economy, self-governments, were discussed by people from around the world, and not only just people, also the experts and scientists. And we just not discussed them, and we also brought the solutions. So we're going to discuss this with our guests, and my co-host today is Alexander from Germany. Hello, Alexander.
Hello, Robert. Nice to see everyone today. And yeah, exactly. We have our guests. First of all, I would like to introduce Justin Abumere, founder and CEO of multimedia firm JMP Bliss, singer, saxophonist, and producer. Welcome. And our another guest from another part of the world, Ngati Kawa Taituha from New Zealand. He is a worker of Cultural Center Waitangi Treaty Grounds. Welcome as well. So friends, let's discuss the forum. Maybe you can share with our viewers what impressed you the most. Maybe something that remains in your memory and you cannot forget about it.
That forum for me was an eye-opener, Proud to that time when we had that forum. We used to think differently, and coupled with the fact that, I just got to get to know about a creative society. Ever since I was introduced, into the society, for me it's been inspiring, and I always, long or yearn to do more, within my reach, within my abilities, to also preach the gospel, the good news, spread the good news to those that are around me and those that are even far away through my platform, the radio, the TV, and the social media. For me, it was like then we used to believe, the too many lies that have been told about the causes of the climate changes. In my country last year, we experienced a lot of flood. Properties were swept away, farmlands and crops that worth billions of dollars were destroyed, as a result of the effect of the flood. So, during the forum, I learned a whole lot. That is not what we even thought. That thing that is going to destroy the earth, our world, if we don't do and something now, it's not even in the atmosphere. It's not in anywhere. It's the magma. It's something that is beneath us. You understand? So when I got the opportunity, to have this information, I was enlightened, and I started telling everyone, that it is not what we've been made to believe, that the real cause of this thing is not even what they were telling us. And we need to put hands together, because our survival is in our unity. We need to come together. This is a time that we need to come together, and do something very fast, because I discovered that we don't have so much time left. So if we don't do anything, this earth is going to extinction. So we all have to rise up, put our heads together, and find a lasting solution to this problem right before us. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Yes, it's exactly as you said. And even if you look at the portfolio of the corporations that are doing business in your region, it's basically pretty clear what are their intentions and why are they doing it? That it's not about helping people and uniting people to actually find the solutions, but sheer profit, and that's where it ends. I believe that, as you said, our survival, and as it was mentioned in the forum, our survival is in unity. Without people uniting together, we can do much less. And also, Ngati Kawa, I imagine that in New Zealand, what inspired you? What made you watch the forum, and what actually was that ignition point for you? Could you share that with us?
Yes. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this international forum and this discussion tonight. Just to explain how I came across the Creative Society. It's actually summertime here in New Zealand, Aotearoa. We had Christmas and New Year's, and to be honest, I was just relaxing and trying to have a holiday. And I came across TikTok, and there was this video about the replicator, the new technology and invention to do with the 3D printing. And I watched that, and it got me really excited. And so I decided to follow the link, which led me all the way to the global crisis survival and is in our unity video. So that's how I initially came across it, which was only 2 weeks ago. So I spent, the afternoon watching through the first 2.5 hours out of the, the 11 hours. So, yeah, once I got started to watch the video, it was actually very interesting information and quite up to date. I liked how it was presented, very informative, educational, and the topics that were talked about actually resonated with me. I have been on a journey of my own for many years. I'd say around the last 20 years of my life, I've felt that something's not right. And so I've done a lot of talking, learning, and trying to find solutions to the problem with the way society is designed. And so, I was really impressed with the video. Initially, I watched the first 2 hours, and it was kind of a shock to the system as to what's, the time frame that you had, 13 years left. Once I watched the first 2.5 hours of the video, I actually felt quite concerned. I felt, I started to mourn for us as humanity and as, our whole existence here on this earth. And it took me quite a while to process that, we're actually in real danger. And what's going on is actually a huge threat. And so I was actually feeling really quite depressed. because it just was really really shocked me as to what was going on with the climate change and the heating up of the Earth's core. And I felt really, I actually really struggled that we may not have a future if we don't do anything. So I kind of felt really quite emotional about it. And of my children and my grandchildren and my descendants to come after me, and to think that they may not even get the opportunity that we have today. It definitely woke me up. And so from there, I continued to watch the rest of the video, the whole 11 hours. And just the solutions that were presented kind of helped me come back to reality and sort of stabilized me quite a bit in terms of how I was feeling. And I was just blown away with some of the answers that you've looked at, some of the solutions to the issues, and my confidence started to come back. And so that's how I came across the information. And I definitely recommend that people watch the video. I've tried to encourage people, and some of this information is really hard for people to hear, but I believe we just got to continue on with educating people so that they can get on board and be part of this movement. So I'm on board to support this as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Ngati Kawa. It's very, very important what you just said, all this understanding that what is happening with the planet, what is happening, and we don't see it. We really, a lot of people right now, are not aware about things that are happening, and we need to really find ways how to tell, how to talk about it, how to really notify all humanity that we are all in danger. We really need to do something, and that already millions of people are working hard on really propose and inform about the solution that we have in the current situation. But exactly what we really need to do, it's tell everyone about it, do everything that we can, think about different ways of how we can really tell people that it is already time to act. So we need to really stop sitting, stop being silent, stop just thinking and ignoring the situation that is going on, and maybe hope that something will be better next day, or somebody will come and solve all the problems, as as we really get used to these Hollywood movies or other movie that comes a hero and solve all the problem. Actually, we are these heroes. Every person on Earth right now is this cumulative hero, so to say. And nobody but us need to act. Nobody but us need to inform everyone about our own strengths, our own ability of solving all these issues. And exactly, so it's really time to stop being silent.
You're right.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes. Sorry.
No. One more thing, when you mentioned for example, the replicators. Yesterday, I just watched a video with molecular biologist she's a well-known scientist, and she actually explained about that it is possible from the chemical perspective and everything like that. So it was so nice to hear something like that, because she was telling it to people with simple language, how they could understand it, how they could come to the to that knowledge, why is it possible? Also, they were talking about the unification. Of course, we're not going to unite about who has how many cars, who has how many refrigerators. We need to unite on that idea that every single one of us wants to live better, wants to live in a society where he doesn't have to look over his shoulder if somebody is going to, I don't know, rip him off or steal from him something. And that's what we need to kind of think about in ourselves and get used to that thought that we want to live like that. And basically, what's your idea, Justin, about how do you think the people should unite, or what is the bottom of it?
Yeah, it is very, very, very important at this point in time that we unite, because that's the only thing that can save us right now. Because when you look at the way the system, the political system of the world is designed, you can see that it's based on consumerist formats, where we have the few people taking charge of the affairs of humans, around the world. When we have a system where we all have equal rights, we're all allowed to develop and actualize and be whoever we want to be, I think it will be much more better. Like we having to govern ourselves, self-governance, where where we'll rid of corruption, where we'll rid of anarchy, where we'll rid of the system that we're seeing now that are so destroy humanity, because some few people want to take control, want to be the ones saying what should happen around the world. Like in my country, today a whole lot of people are suffering because of the way the system, the government is run. We don't have a say. We have a constitution, but it does not have any impact, on us. Where this is the time we need to really come together. That this is why I love the Creative Society so much. The other day, in one of our shows, radio shows of the Creative Society show on radio, myself and my host were saying how which this the information stage is fast tracked, so that we'll get to that level where where we have a constitution that is people oriented. You understand? We need to thank God for Creative Society, because we have a voice, and we have a voice, and it's a project that is that is not it's not a revolution. We're not trying to fight the government. We're not trying to say no, we don't want you anymore. We're trying to let you know this is what the people want. That's where the Aid Foundation is key. Where it is what we want, how we want to be governed. Not you telling us this is what should be, and it's not really imparting on us. So we need a system where we have equal rights, we have free access to education. We want to be, you can be who you want to be. Not someone is telling you this is the way we should go, this is what we want. If we have that kind of system that we are bringing on board from the Creative Society, the world is going to be a better place for us. It's going to be a better place. It will help solve this issue of inequality. It will help bring about peace for everyone in the world. It will help combat this climate issue that we're having. But we've seen that this consumerist format is not favoring us, it's not helping anyone. It's high time we took the creative format seriously. This is why every one of us should be talking, should lend our voice, should contribute our own quota. That's why one thing I love about the Creative Society. everyone. We're not asking for money. We're giving. We're putting in our best to see that the bright future, the tomorrow that we want to see, surely come to pass. You understand? That's why right now, everyone in this creative society should take it upon him or herself to talk, keep talking, talk to people around you, talk to people in your world. It's not just enough you being in social media and you're busy doing other things. Well, while you're doing your other things, tell your people, your audience, about this beautiful idea and about the creative society, about this project. Because when we all put our heads together, when we all stand as one, like the slogan says, when we are united, we will definitely survive. We need to, let's keep talking, let's keep reaching out. Wherever you find yourself, wherever you are doing right now, reach out. It's for your own good, it's for my own good, it's for the good and the benefit of everybody around the world, so that nobody takes undue advantage of us, so that that time will come where we will be governed the way we want to be governed, not the way the other person wants to govern us, where we don't know where we are headed. They are trying to lead us and govern us to a place of nowhere. But with a creative society, with this creative ideology, we know where we are going. We know what we want. We know how we want to be governed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really what you said is very, very important. And, like one phrase that also what I'm thinking about, to really take seriously the information we are talking about creative society, about our current situation that we are all right now. And, it's really always is a question for me, how we can tell it to people in such a way that they really even start thinking about it, right? Even start thinking about their future, about situation, about our format that really is absolutely non-humane in any senses. Whatever field we take, we see that it just really consumes our lives. It consumes our time, our efforts, and it gives us nothing. In creative format, the opposition, we will have a lot of things. The society will give us a lot, and of course, we will give it back. So it's a fair trade, our time and efforts, and society will give us everything we need, in material senses. It's actually pretty easy, and not only some few groups of individuals will gain everything. All the research belong to them, all the media belong to them, and they can shut the mouth for everyone who is not in the stream of their current political decisions or whatever, right? Because we know that even politics, it's only just a way of manipulation. It's a way of how we can be streamed, and the business interest are staying above everything. And so to show people the truth and to tell them that we need really to change something, and we have not so many time left, because this climate Cerberus is already nearby. This beast that actually will not stay any longer, and will act as severe, and we already see it everywhere. We have these examples all over the world. So it's really some question that we really need to think and invest our time, and stop being silent, start acting even more active. I think it's the key answer. It is to act even more harder, right? Be louder, start talking about it with everyone, and really just imagine what also inspires me, this bright future that will be given not only for me but everyone. And it's possible, and we can do that. And I think that's also very important to talk about the benefits of creative society. Maybe this perspective will give people a lot of also new ideas. And so Ngati, Kawa, can you please also share your experience what kind of benefits of creative society will be, and how you envision maybe there are openings, new possibilities for you. Like, can you please share on this topic?
Educating people is definitely the key. And we have to be smarter about being, how we share the information, because unfortunately, people have been brainwashed. People have been programmed, and they're literally pushed into a corner where they hand over their rights. And so they've kind of been fed this narrative that they have to do things very much the way the government tells them. And that's the challenge, is to share the information in a way that isn't too how do you put it, conflicting for them. It can be. It's the difficult part, because a lot of this is new information to people, and they often have a lot of disbelief that this is even possible to create a new society without the creative format and the control of this system. So my thoughts, I have to personally, I think it's important to start at home with your own family, and to help educate them first and provide them with the understanding. And then from there, go into our local community. That's what I intend to do, is to set up a creative society group here in my home, within my community. And then from there, I'd like to network with those who also feel the same as me, who are like-minded. So I'd like to find them as quickly as possible. But then, build a national movement. But I already know here in our country, the Māori people have been leading the way for a very long time in terms of challenging the authorities, and we come from a perspective of looking after the land and the people, and our culture has got lots of recognition now in our country. And so my thinking is we have to identify those leaders within the communities, within the many organizations that already exists, and those who we may think will be a lot more open to this information, find them as soon as possible and track them down. And because they are advocates, they are powerful voices. And so I think talking to those people first, or prioritizing those leaders who are already on this path, will help. And the benefits of this is it's a global movement with many countries, many nations involved. And so that's actually quite powerful. And so the tools that you have available here can be shared with the leaders and empowered. They can be empowered. They can receive support, whether it's just moral support, whether it's just having conversations like this about finding solutions. And so building a group that is dedicated and committed to this project is what I think is a really good step forward. So in our culture is for us means a lot, and we can leverage that because it's built on good principles, philosophies, and people are really understanding a lot about who we are as people. And right now, I don't know if you can hear me because there's a bit of rain outside. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah. So one thing, I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but our biggest city, Auckland, had 15 hours of rain and it's totally flooded. It's underwater. There's 1 million people who live there. And it's just a massive natural disaster. And so that I intend to share the information on the back of what's just happened. They got flooded. They'd never ever seen it before like this. It's just a huge catastrophe. Communities were cut off. Roads were blocked. There was most definitely the water most probably would have been contaminated with raw sewage. Power cuts, traffic lights didn't work. Supermarkets were underwater. The airport was underwater. It's just really affected a lot of families here in New Zealand. Especially in Auckland, our main city. And so right now people are struggling and the houses were wiped out, and it's going to cost a lot to rebuild the city of Auckland. Here in New Zealand, we've just been hit with a massive weather bomb, and it's the second one this year. We had another one down the east coast of our country. And so this is two big natural disasters that have happened within the first month of this year. So I think people want to learn how to become more resilient, how to cope with what's going on with our climate and become more prepared for this sort of thing to happen. Yeah, so I believe, education is definitely the key.
Yes, Ngati Kawa, as you said, it's exactly all these anomalies that are occurring around the globe, not only New Zealand, but everywhere. And we can cope with that only if we kind of unite and self-govern ourselves. Because at this moment, we have so many intermediaries until we come to the people whom we delegated to do something, that nothing is happening as it's supposed to. I suggest, therefore, we watch a video about self-governance in creative society, how that could be, and we can then discuss it, how more effective we can solve some issues.
Today, everyone claims that your future depends entirely on you. But is this really the case? Is your opinion always really considered? Not to mention that simply expressing your opinion today can be risky or life-threatening. If you want to change something in society, how realistic is it to do so? Yes, we can elect those who supposedly stand for the slogans that coincide with our desires. But when our elected politicians come to power, they embody something completely different. In fact, who are we in a consumer society? Rightless pack animals. Let's see how our lives will change in the creative society. The first and crucial difference is that in the creative society, your present and future will actually depend on your choices, and everyone's choice will improve everyone's life. Today, we have a representative democracy. That's when we elect representatives and hand over power to them, and they decide how we should live and manage our wealth, money, natural resources, and our lives. In the creative society, power will be in the hands of people themselves, and they will be able to directly exercise it by making decisions on the electoral platform. Because people will become the legislative body. Every day, people will live more comfortably, more prosperously, and more securely, with full confidence in the future. For example, Anna, a woman of 38, a wife, mother of 2, and employee of a design company. She will have a direct impact on improving society without being a politician. How can this be implemented? With the help of up-to-date technology, a platform is created for considering initiatives, passing laws, and voting. Anna will install an app on her phone or tablet. The platform will allow you to solve absolutely all issues online. Now, Anna's opinion will actually matter. It will be taken into account immediately, since voting takes place right there on the platform in electronic format. The application will be easy to use, simple, and intuitive for everyone. Designed for user convenience and fully protected against the possibility of result falsification. The most important thing is that Anna will spend no more than 30 minutes a week to vote on the platform. She will be able to read the current agenda while sitting in a cafe, while her children are playing sports. Simply ticking yes or no next to each question. The app will be available to every adult, regardless of location, gender, or technical ability. After all, every person matters in the creative society. It is absolutely possible to create such a platform, taking into account today's level of technical development. Many effective developments are already being successfully tested in different countries. The use of such a platform will make it possible to get rid of unnecessary intermediaries and move to effective self-government. What is self-government? Self-government is, in fact, direct decision-making by the people. You will make the laws and decide which ones are acceptable to you and which ones are not. Any initiative to improve people's lives will be welcomed. The initiative can be local, state, or global. Experts develop and propose laws, options for solutions, and implementation of what people want. For example, Anna is a designer, so she decided to take the initiative to develop ergonomic and comfortable seating in public transportation in her country. You may be thinking right now, how am I going to make laws? How am I going to understand so much information? After all, I'm not a lawyer. But in fact, there will be very few laws to consider. They will be presented in a simple, clear form and with an obligatory explanation of how exactly it will affect your life. What will guarantee the efficiency of self-government? It's very simple. First, a law on the electoral platform must be passed. It will secure the right of the individual to make proposals and pass laws. It also legislates the electoral platform as a mechanism for implementing such a right. Thus, the individual participates directly without intermediaries in making decisions and laws. Putting the 8 foundations of the creative society into the Constitution and following them steadfastly guarantees the effectiveness of self-government. These are the most basic norms of human and social life. All other legislation must correspond to these norms. That is, it must not violate them. Thus, in the creative society, it would be impossible to make decisions that worsen a human situation or threaten his life, liberty, and security. For example, today, Anna decided to meet her friend after fitness and arrived at the restaurant 30 minutes earlier. She set aside this time in her calendar in advance to go to the electoral platform. She checked out what bills and initiatives were open for a vote. And in order to make a decision, she only needs to answer her own question. How much will this improve my life? And give the answer, yes or no. Won't Anna figure out what's good for her? Of course she will. For example, Anna had 2 bills on the ballot: to allow houses to be built at the water's edge or not. The main point of each bill will be briefly and clearly stated with all the explanations for and against. The first bill suggests building houses not closer than 200 meters from the shore, taking into account the preservation of the environment. It also provides for a free passage to the water body with a public beach. The second bill suggests building right by the water. In this case, only a few people get the opportunity to have a house with access to the water, which means there will be no public access to the body of water. Besides, it would harm the environmental balance. Which option do you think Anna will choose? In this way, people will be interested in making their own decisions because it will affect the improvement of their lives. Of course, all the complex issues must be worked out by specialists. Any initiative is first considered from the point of view, how will it affect a person's life? Simple and clear expert offers are developed. You may ask, how will implementation be controlled? It will be simple, transparent, and will be carried out on the same electoral platform. All those who have power over us now, in other words, politicians, will be responsible doers in the creative society, and nothing more than that. They will have no privilege, no exemptions, and no immunity. The law will work the same for everyone. If they fail, they will be subject to recall at any time. When a politician loses power, he automatically becomes a doer. He becomes an employee who is hired by us, the people, and as customers, we can terminate the contract with the employee at any time. The introduction of modern technology, including artificial intelligence, will eliminate corruption and bureaucracy once and for all. There will be complete transparency in the appointment of executives, transparency in the movement of funds, and implementation of projects. All this will be controlled by society through the electoral platform. How will issues be dealt with at the international level, you ask? There will no longer be an international level. Humanity will become a united people. Everywhere, in any part of the world, there will be one law, one time zone, and decent living conditions for everyone. Now we are divided into countries, nationalities, states. In the creative society, national culture, history, and traditions will be preserved, but at the same time will be united. All this will rule out wars and any conflicts. A united civilization opens up a new phase in the evolution of humanity and prospects for rapid development. The creative society is a bright future for every person and for the entire humanity.
Exactly. This video inspired us so much that everything is in our hands, and we really need to just start acting, start explaining people that everything is possible, that together we can build creative society, and it only depends on us, on our, even do we even believe in ourselves that we can do it, and just start to believe in you and in oneself. And start acting. And it's really, really very easy. And the people who are already started that share their experience that it was actually pretty easy. And the hardest moment was just exactly in the beginning, that just to start. And they were later on just, like surprised how easy it was and how much results their simple actions brought. And these simple actions, that is always what inspires us, inspire other people who see this example, that someone is already stepped over his thoughts, his doubts, disbelieving in something. Just he stops, listen to that, and start acting. And let's maybe just share our own examples of your own victories, like how you step over these doubts and start acting. Can you just share about your victories and maybe your future plans, please?
Yeah. For me, I believe that everything is possible with us. Once we set out to do something, our mind, we put our mind on it, it is possible. There is nothing we cannot do if we want to do it. Right here in the creative society, we all want to do it. We all want this change. We all want a better life, a better future. So for me, it's something to shout about. It's something to hope for. Because, we all know what we are going through. Like today in my country, we are, I think, the number 6th in the world, the number 6th of oil producing country in the world. We have it in excess, but we don't have petrol right now. There is queues in all the gas stations. We're all queuing up to get fuel in our cars, but there is no fuel. But we have fuel. We have oil. So, being, in creative society gives me hope, makes me believe that our future is better, is brighter. So I have the hope that tomorrow is always going to be better than today. So I have what I'm set out to do on my own, like I said, is to use my platform, everything within my power, within my reach, to keep telling people, making them to see, what the creative society is all about, explaining to them the 8 foundation upon which the society is built. Is a beautiful foundation, is a beautiful pillars. I think the first thing is the willpower, the willingness to really, really reach out to these people. So what are you doing now with this opportunity that you have? We are all on social media. Technology has made it easier for us. What do you do when you're on social media? The people you meet on a daily basis, what do you tell them? You just greet and go? No, this is the time for us to keep telling people, because we need everyone. Like I said, we need everyone. If we must face, if we must get to that level, that place I want to be, approaching the politicians or bringing this plan to the table and telling them, yes, this is the beautiful plans that we have. This is how I want to be governed. If we must be taken seriously, we have to all put our voice to this, because there is something with number. They say politics is a game of number. So we can have 7 billion, 6 billion, 8 billion of people around the world tendering our project to these people, and they will say no, because we have the upper voice. We are the ones that are governed. So we have a say. We are the ones that have the power. So we are the ones that will give them the power and tell them this is how I want to be governed. So what I'm set out to do is, tell people about it. Tell people about it. Tell everybody in my world about the creative society. Trying to disabuse their mind now from what will be made to believe over time. That is not so. That's the consumerist format. But right here in the creative society, this is what we're all about, the 8 foundation, which we hope, we believe is what is going to give us the brighter future, the good and great future that we're looking forward to. So it's all about reaching out. Myself and some other guys right here in the city of Ibadan, we're discussing with one of the Creative Society the organizers, and we're discussing on how to go to schools. We'll go to school, we'll take this message to schools. We're going to start with the secondary school. It's always good when you get them young. And we're going to the secondary school to let them know about the Creative Society, about the 8 pillars. Yeah, it's not difficult. It's not a difficult thing. There is no one who will get to know about the 8 pillars and will say no and will resist, this plan, this project. We're all fed up with the system of the consumerists. We are fed up. We don't want that. That is not how we want to go. We want a new order that favors everyone, where everyone have a say, where everyone, will be free to go out there and do whatever he wants to do, as far as you're not harming your fellow man. You coming back safe. Everywhere is safe. Everywhere is peaceful. You can achieve. You can become whatever you want to be. That's the kind of life I want to have. I know for this to be achieved, we need all hands on deck. So this is why I keep telling people. This is why I keep telling my families, my friends, every person I come in contact with, right on social media, on radio, on TV, on the phone. I'll shout about it. I tell them I'm so excited about it because this is beautiful. Something that means well, that gives a human value. It's something we cannot do without. It's something we cannot sweep away just like that. So my plan is to take it to my world. Take it to my world. Go take it everywhere. Go to the churches, to the mosque, to the marketplace. We'll let them know because we need everyone. We need everyone. We need everyone's voice. We need everyone. We need everyone's voice because politics is a game of number. For you to win an election, we're talking about numbers. How many votes you got? That's what gives you the power, the winning. That yes, you won. The highest numbers you score on the vote, then you are declared the winner. So we need number. Politics is a game of number. So Creative Society is also, we need people. We need people to be able to send this message everywhere. I can't stop talking about it. That's why on the radio every Friday, 12 noon, JMP Plus 1, the Creative Society program is on air on JMP Bliss Radio. So right now we're also planning to go on TV. So we need to reach out. But right now at this stage that we are, the information stage, this is the time we need to really dish out, reach out, launch, reach people, tell them we need all of them on board. I know we might have some challenges. Some people might want to be, difficult to talk to reach. But then when you keep reaching them, telling them about it, when you take out time with your patients, and you take out the time to really, really explain this, they might not really get to catch up what it's all about in 1 day, in 2 days, in a week, in a month, but it's our duty not to give up. Keep reaching out, keep telling them, keep talking to them, because this is what is going to earn us the brighter tomorrow, the better tomorrow that we're all looking forward to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And using this opportunity, I really would like to, to share my really sincere gratitude to you personally and to all our media partners who are supporting Creative Society, who are translating and going live with our forums, going live with roundtable, with international discussions, with small videos from the forum. It's really, we don't even understand right now, like how much really it is the best action that we can do right now, like informing about it. And it's really great to see that already a lot of media platforms already supporting us. And the more people get listen to it, the more people are joining. And
yes, it's important to share the information about how we can improve our lives. And many times when you talk to people, they go, oh, it's impossible to improve life of everybody. Well, more important is not to worsen life of a single person when we will be making our decisions on the electoral platform. So if it would worsen the life of a single person, then it will have to be redo in a way that it will not worsen life of anybody. It could improve the life, let's say, of a local community, or it could improve the life of a local country or a region, but it should not worsen the life of a single person. And that's the vector that actually the society should move on. And what would you, Ngati Kawa, tell people how they could interact, how they could spread the information from your point of view?
Yeah, I guess I could tell you a story about our people and our situation here in New Zealand. The Maori people been living here for 1,000 years, and we had access to lots of resources and lived really quite sustainable lives. But then we had a system arrive here that became actually quite oppressive. And our people have, for multiple generations, struggled. And so we're going through some transformation here in our country by sharing our culture, sharing our language, our identities, our heritage with the many ethnicities that live here. 15 years ago, I got involved with sharing information with people about our culture and history, and the Treaty of Waitangi is really significant for where I live. And so, and it's very similar. Yeah, people just were ignorant and didn't know much, so we had to share quality information with them. That was done. We had to obviously make it fun for people, make it entertaining, and that they get a lot of value out of what we're trying to help them understand. And so a lot of it was done with people on the ground in a one-on-one scenario, and sometimes had maybe 50 people in a group. You tell them in about an hour. But yeah, since then, I do know that the effort and the work that's been done to educate people, you got to get to a certain critical mass, and once you hit a large number of people, everyone's just talking about it like, yeah, it's just something that people hear about, hear the message, they hear what we're trying to achieve. And I think that's been part of our success, is that the story, and our people have just, making a huge comeback now, because public opinion has been influenced by us. And so the public now are more aware. And now that they're more aware of what's happened in our country, now they want to participate and make it better. So we're very fortunate that we've had lots of leadership in our within Māori in our tribes and within our communities that have stood up and had the courage to speak up. It's definitely been helpful. And so I can say that that's an example of, we didn't think what was possible 15 years ago. But now the changes are happening right in front of our eyes, and it's really just amazing where we've come from and where we are now. And so I think this is just what the creative society offers. It's just another level up, but we've already got history that is on our side to help us go forward. So we just need to utilize what we've done already. Now, on a personal note, I also believe that people need to see to believe. And so that's my what I want to do from here is lead by example. I think that's the best way for people to learn, is to learn it from people who are already doing it. And so I've been involved in a lot of environmental groups here in New Zealand, working with lots of different organizations, government agencies, universities, museums. And I'm just at this point working with some climate change groups, and we're actually putting together, I guess, our vision right now on what we want to do. And it's can be seen as quite radical, because it is trying to be more independent of the system and more reliant on our own human resources within our families and our communities. And so we want to set up a eco-village within our on land that belongs to our people, ancestral land. But we want to have housing that is more sustainable, made out of natural resources. We want to have new wastewater treatment systems that are based on our cultural history. It doesn't have these big systems that pollute the water. We want to, restore the land, the wetlands, the rivers. We have to plant a lot more natives. But we also have to look at better ways of providing for ourselves. So you guys actually have a lot of the solutions that we've been looking for a long time. And unfortunately, the numbers in the past haven't been the greatest. But with this amount of people that are already here within the creative society, I think speaks for itself, that it's got a lot of merit. And so people want to have faith and trust in, any vision that people have. And I think that's going to be really important, that this has integrity, and that this is based on some really good fundamentals and has strong foundations, which I already see is already here. So that's why I've made this decision to partner up, be part of the team, work together. And you've got so many amazing skills and expertise, and technology, finances, governance, and just a whole bunch of awesome resources that you have already that will definitely benefit our community here. So I really look forward to continuing the conversation. I think everyone is looking for this type of movement that can help a lot of people get out of the struggle that they're in right now. So just want to thank you all once again for giving me this opportunity to sit with you and have this discussion, and looking forward to building stronger relationships in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you as well. It's really right now very important to think about the ways how we can share this information and use already opportunity that we already have, like the group that we have involved in, and find this way like to share the message that it is actually very easy to build the creative society. It's very easy to, like to just communicate together and decide in future, decided in future how we would like to live in. And in such a way, we will really can enable everything that we want, and exactly how we would like to live in. We can shape our future, and it's also very, very important right now. And we have a lot of opportunities nowadays. We have different media platforms, social networks, and by the way, if you have any questions or you would like to participate in international discussion, you can contact us on using any media platforms that we have, or you can write an email at info@creativesociety.com.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Alexander. And we have to choose our way and stop being silent and tell everybody about the truth, about the information that are vital for our survival. I would like to thank you, our guests, and for today's participation in our discussion. We voiced a very interesting topic, which actually is about informing people, because you only make a choice if you have the correct information. If we will not have the information, we won't be able to make a choice. So once again, thank you very much, dear viewers, for supporting us, for watching us, and we invite you for future international discussions as well. Thank you.
Much.